Alrighty, and we are live. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great night. Hope everybody had a really great Thanksgiving. I want to apologize for this morning. I guess I wasn't paying attention when I set up the scheduled stream, and it was set for AM instead of PM. A lot of y'all knew I don't do AM streams unless I'm fishing or announce it. So yeah, make sure things are all right. Give it a few more seconds here. Let some people come in. So how you doing, Stan?
That is the same thing I said, Norm. I'm like, yeah, I ain't getting up that early unless I'm going fishing. Then
I see that. I was like, yeah, that's the same way with me. You go see me up that early. All right, it's like we got J Dog in the house. We got Brandon. We got D. We got Brandon Enitz. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. I got a geographical tongue, and I cannot pronounce certain words and sayings. It's crazy. My son's got it too, and poor thing, I feel for him.
Norm, I think everybody's got a little bit of that now and then. So
yeah, we got Mr. Dockery in the house. We got LG Bass. Who else we got? We got Sean. We got Mike Irvin and Mike's Outdoors and Adventures. Joseph Sienna Fishing, if I said that correctly. Sure we'll have some more pop in. And again, I'm sorry about this AM, guys. I'm so sorry. I had like 4 or 5 missed calls, and I had all kinds of messages. I just woke up at like 9 something. I'm like, why is my phone blowing up for? Why do I have all this? What's going on? And Mary said, I think your thing said you was live. I said, what? So, my fault. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You want to do it right at the beginning, and then you can go down? You want to or no? Gotta say yes or no. If it's yes, just come over and say hello. Don't need to be nervous. Got one of my fishing buddies here.
Hello, little one.
Hello.
She wanted to come on for a minute and say hello to everybody. She may even be going out with us tomorrow on the big excursion out on the bank of the James River with everybody.
You may be the lucky charm that brings all the fish.
She usually is.
So what's your name? Just your first name, not your last name. Just your first name.
Maddie.
Maddie. Everybody say hi to Maddie. See.
Let's see.
Give it a few seconds.
There you go.
That is D. Everybody listening.
By the way, thank you, D. Thank you, D. I saw you sharing the link out already. Thank you so much. All right, you did that last time. You want to do it again?
Wait, that one, no. Daddy.
LG Bass said hello. We got a lot of them saying, look at that.
Dad, you can show them if you want to do that one.
My dad caught this fish.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a nice one. What is that, Big Blue?
Big blue catfish?
Uh-huh. I caught 2 in one night, and they were huge.
You gotta say it a little louder.
I caught 2 in one night, and they were huge.
Both of them were right around 25 pounds. Both of them. One was almost 30.
Wow. Well, I'll make sure I don't do no call outs with you and try to challenge you. You might outfish me. I will say this. My little girl, her name's Chloe. She's 9 years old, or 9 or 10, whichever. My wife keeps up with it. I don't. She is the luckiest little girl in the world. She can use the most craziest baits ever, and she will catch a catfish on them. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I was making some chicken breast stuff a couple of years ago, and I had some shrimp, and I said, Chloe, pick out what you want to use on this shrimp, and Daddy will use it for bait. And she took like 5 or 10 different things, dumped in a Ziploc bag. And I mean, it had vanilla, it had chili powder, minced onions, garlic, you named it. It's pretty raunchy. But you know what? I was fishing, wasn't catching nothing on my stuff. I said, you know what? I'm gonna pull out Chloe's bait, and I kid you not, I lit them little channel cats up on it.
You can go fish with her anytime. Oh, LG Bass, I just see out there where LG Bass asked if she taught me how to fish.
Oh, so you're able to see comments. Good.
Yeah, if I can hit the chat on the I figured out how to do it where I can go over to the other screen.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad you can see that because a lot of people don't think you can see them, but you can. It cuts off your screen.
Yeah, you can kind of see through it, but Tim Molina, Mike Turner, how you doing, Mike Turner? Good to see you everywhere again. See my good friend Chesapeake Bay out there. He's going to be driving up here tomorrow or down here tomorrow morning.
So y'all live kind of close to each other, don't y'all?
Well, I mean, close compared to everybody else. I think LG Bass said his is like 80 something miles, and they live kind of southwestern Virginia, out by Crow Lake. So it's a couple-hour trip, and I think Tim is right up towards the top of Maryland, Virginia, Maryland area.
Okay.
And I think he's like 3 hours to come down.
That's not bad. So, who's all going to be fishing with you in the morning?
The list keeps growing because actually, it was like one of those last-minute things. 1 Ton and I and LG Bass, we've been talking about doing this thing with LG Bass was going to fish with my son and I, and we were going to fish against 1 Ton, kind of like in the challenge thing. And we'd been trying to do that for a while, and then Mark had come up with the challenge idea. And with everybody having such crazy schedules and whatnot, the only week we finally had like pegged down a week, and it would have been last Saturday when you were out with J-Dog last Saturday. So, that didn't work. So finally we're like, they were just like, well, let's just do it next Sunday. That's what day works for everybody. We'll just go and do a live out. We'll drive up there. And so that's what it was supposed to be. Just Art and Josh from 1 Ton. They were the only 2 that could make it. So we just kind of get together because it's not a huge drive. I mean, 4 or 5 hours driving in one day is a lot, but so that's what it's supposed to be. And then, we all kind of talk and everything. And Timmy from Chesapeake Bay Catfishing, he kind of heard what's happening and said, well, shoot, that's not that far a drive. I'll come down there for that.
It's like when you got fishing on the mind, mileage and hours driving, it doesn't matter. Yeah. If you got fishing on the mind and you're dedicated to fishing and you want to fish, you're going to drive. It's like when I drove to Avis, my first time up there, I was like, 5 hours. I don't know if I want to do that or not. After I got fishing on the brain, it was over. It wasn't no big deal. And then I went back again for the second time. Second time wasn't too bad because I already knew where I was going.
Knew where you were going, yeah.
Yeah, and I was comfortable with my surroundings. The only problem I had was when I was going through Louisville and to Indiana, because you got like a 1/10 of a mile between where you're supposed to turn and where you shouldn't turn. So if you make the wrong turn, you can end up, going into a hole or something like that. And I'm like, oh man. So, but other than that, after that, it was fine. I really enjoyed the long trips going fishing. It made you feel more like a trip, Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it's turned into because we were talking about, none of us are little guys, so we were talking about breakfast, and then of course what we can do for lunch, and it turned into a whole just like anything. You're going fishing, it turns into an adventure.
It does. And that's what makes it so great about going fishing with a bunch of other different people. Yeah. Yes, it would be nerve-wracking because you've seen these people on YouTube, you've talked to them on Facebook, and then meeting them in person is a totally different experience.
Yeah.
So it does set your anxiety up a little bit, but it's a blast. I love it.
Yeah, but the one thing that you know, that's I think why One Ton and LG Bass and myself and pretty much this is I'm not going to change. I'm me. Whether we were in the same room or on camera 500 miles away from each other, it's the same person. It's not going to be any different. And oh, I thank you very much. Yes, cleaned all up a little bit for the big show.
Play some ZZ Top for you, sharp dressed man.
Yeah, this is normally, you know, I was in the Air Force back in the 80s, so normally this is how I try to keep it. You know, you wake up in the morning, splash the water, you're good to go. No comb, no nothing, and you know, it had gotten a little bit out of control. That's why you always saw me with the hat every day.
So, what did you do? Was you in the Air Force, Army?
I was Air Force. I was F-16 avionics troop. So
Ooh.
basically, flight controls, navigation aids, basically the electronics that controlled the maneuvering of the F-16.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, and then I did if there was, I like to do a lot of different things. So I volunteered for a couple of duties in the paint barn where you actually went in and painted, you know, stripped the jets down and painted them just because it was something different to learn. I've done some volunteer crew chiefing where, you know, your name is on the plane with the pilot. So you're responsible for anybody that touches the jet, you're responsible for it. So yeah, I did a little bit of that for a while when, you know, just to see what it was like. So yeah, quite a bit of things like that. You gonna head back downstairs, baby? You wanna say goodbye?
Bye, Maddie.
Hopefully you see everybody tomorrow morning.
Don't beat up on them too bad now.
All right, baby girl. All right, love you, baby.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, and she just turned 11 last month, and we had my youngest granddaughter. It just turned 9, so we did her birthday party yesterday, and then Thanksgiving Day. So it's just been
and then one thing after another,
a big trip tomorrow morning. And
so for her birthday, I know this is a little bit off fishing, but with the whole COVID thing, y'all probably wasn't able to invite people over, would y'all? Like you normally would a birthday party?
Yeah, no, it was basically just us, and
yeah, that's what we're having to do with my kids is, you know, just intermediate, not a whole lot of people, which really sucks, you know. But you know, it's worth it if you think about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of places that are, you know, not even open and stuff. That was one of the things that we were trying to do was because with them driving down so far, before they drove back, we were going to try to hit a buffet or something. And a lot of them they're shut down. They're not even open anymore.
That sucks. So are y'all bringing a grill and some food?
Oh, that's what I heard. It's turning, like I said, you know.
That sounds like my kind of trip right there, boys.
Yeah, this many big boys out on the bank for a while. You got to have. My wife is making some, you know, breakfast sandwiches, egg sandwiches tomorrow morning that we'll bring in case anybody's still hungry when they get there.
So if anybody's out there listening and has a taco truck, you need to find a store. You will make some good money. No offense taken. I love tacos too, but there's gonna be quite a few boys there.
Well, we're gonna be eating good though. Timmy and his wife she's gonna be making us bagoli, I think it's called bagoli and rice. It's a Korean beef dish. So she's gonna be making that out there. We're bringing some hot dogs and kibasi and some other stuff like that, and so food is not going to be lacking. Let's just put it that way.
All right. Our first question tonight. Well, I think it's the first question. I'm sorry if I missed any. This one here is coming from Palmetto Cats.
It's in the fridge on the bottom. Well, of course, of course, you know, if I'm going out, I'm gonna have my lemon chicken with me. I've always got that. It's worked. Last week was the first week that we did not catch a fish on it, so I always have that.
I have not tried the lemon chicken yet. I've always been the Kool-Aid and see, I used to use a combination of chicken. It used to be cherry Kool-Aid, lemon lime, but I've never used lemon. I'm gonna have to try it.
Yeah, I did it from Palmetto's.
Thank you, Danny.
Palmetto's video where he was testing out those different Kool-Aid flavors, and lemon caught the most that day. So I kind of like that. Just shocked me that acidity of a taste, that the catfish would like that. So I'm like, well, let me try a couple different things. And I was trying strawberry and cherry and fruit punch and lemon, and I had the same results. Lemon, Kool-Aid, what was catching all of them. So I tried the Jello and whatnot too, and I noticed that there was a difference in the Jello and the Kool-Aid. So I'm trying to. I got a new one that I'm trying tomorrow. It's the Kool-Aid and Jello mixed together, because it seems like the Kool-Aid penetrates the chicken a little better, and the Jello's got more of a gel.
Yeah.
So seeing if that gel makes sort of like a chum kind of bait, and then the Kool-Aid, just something to try, you know. But both lemon.
That's a good idea. It's like I said before, like I tell everybody, don't be scared to try new baits, and don't be scared to mix things up. Get out of your comfort zone. Try new stuff. If it doesn't work and it didn't cost you an arm and leg, then you didn't waste nothing. It was worth a shot.
So we've got that. My son he was out for 2 days trying to cast net shad and stuff. It's been hard finding the gizzard shad around here. I think what happened was we had that flood a couple weeks ago. It was historic levels. They haven't had that high of levels in the James River since like 1994.
Oh wow!
It was crazy what changes it made to the bank and things like that. So we had that, and now just a couple weeks later, it's like the river like emptied out. So that spot, the spot where we've been doing our first few lives from, there's actually, you can see actually the sandbars and stuff in there now. It's like up above the water. Yeah, all they want is the slicker now.
Now, I will say this about chicken breast. Now, spring and summer and about middle of fall is my best time with the chicken breast.
Yeah.
Now, wintertime, I'm not going to lie, I've never did a whole lot of cold weather fishing, but I have fished some cooler days before with it and done pretty good. It did save my butt fishing against the J-Dog. It really did.
Yeah.
I try to let people know what baits in my area at what temperatures work for me, but I'm not going to go crazy telling everybody, what I think, because I can't really give much of an opinion to cold water fishing with it, because I've never really fished in, when I went with J-Dog, that's my first time probably fishing in years, fishing with water temps 49, 48 degrees. I ain't done it since I turned 19 years old, when I caught a big blue out of the Kentucky River on chicken liver fishing on my birthday, and it had ice and snow on the ground. That blew my mind that day.
Yeah. I think my son said the water temperature the other day, according to his fish finder, was 58 degrees still up here. So
that's still prime time there.
We still haven't had, like, tomorrow we're going to start out, I think, at 40. We're going to start it at 40, and I think by lunchtime it's going to be 60 degrees. So
yeah, that's pretty nice.
56 degree temperature. That's beautiful.
I know Chad, I asked Chad today when he's live today doing his drifting, and he said the water temp was 50 and a half to 50 degrees, which is, about a degree warmer than what it was last time we went. So, it's still a good chance of catching some decent fish.
But getting back to the bait, I'm going to always have that with me. If I find out that it's not working in the James during the wintertime or the cold water, well, then I won't bring it. But right now it's been working. we got some frozen shad, which, you know, frozen is not as good as fresh. He's been trying to get the fresh shad for 2-3 days and just couldn't find any. 1 ton, and them are bringing some. I think they got some bluegills that they're bringing. I think somebody else is bringing some chicken. I think Chesapeake Bay is bringing down. I think he's bringing some eel with him.
Jim, you didn't miss nothing, brother. It was scheduled the wrong time.
Hey, they had a good chat going though. I got to give them that.
You know, like I said, I woke up at 9 something this morning. I said at about 3 o'clock. I got hooked on this new show called House, and I'm really into it. Usually not my cup of tea. I'm usually not into stuff like that, but I've been watching. I got hooked on it, and I wake up. It's 9:34, and I'm not crapping you. I had 7 missed calls, 3 or 4 missed calls on Messenger, 5 or 6 messages, 2 or 3 texts, man. I'm like, what is going on? And then I start reading, hey, it says you're live. Are you live? Are you going live this morning? Where are you at? You're supposed to be live. I'm like, oh, my God, I didn't set the PM. I'm like, oh, man. And then I saw your message. I said, yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one.
Hey, we've all done that before. It's you know, I'm still so new that like I check everything like 5 times now just because I haven't done it that many times yet. And there's been a few times where I've caught myself after like the 3rd check. I'm like,
well, it's like soon as you come in, I was like, I can't hear you. What's going on? And, you know, I've got 2 or 3 different auxiliary hookups on my computer, and I had this plugged up to the front. So my computer automatically assumed I was going to be using the front auxiliary jack, but I wasn't. So I was like, man, why ain't this working? And I seen it like, oh, man, really? Glad I figured it out, though, before, let's see.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, you're fine. But, yeah, sometimes you still get nervous. I still get nervous. It happens.
You know, it's like that. My biggest thing, just from not doing enough yet, is just trying to get the thing started. Once it gets started and you're going and you're just talking, then it's fine. But that's okay. I got to get this set up. Got to get the link. Got to have the. You know, I'm still getting used to the camera mounts and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of the. But once it gets going, then you're already going. You know.
So, Stan, let's get down to talking about your YouTube channel and how you fish. So, I noticed the Stan the Man has been growing on you a little bit here lately. Is that something you would consider doing your name, changing your name to Stan the Man, or your nickname, what they call you around there?
Well, it's funny because I've got several, obviously. You got a name like Stan, you've had multiple nicknames, but, you know, Stan the Man has always been one. I've had the nickname Whisker Hooker for a while.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Always been into catfishing. Got the, it's hard to get it up there. That's that came off of a painting that my daughter had actually painted for me for Father's Day. And then a few years back.
Oh, that's awesome.
She took me and bought the tattoo for Father's Day.
That's awesome. That's a good story. That's a really good story.
So, you know, it's Whisker Hooker. My son's been really into it. You know, every Sunday he's on the live with me, and I got to give him credit for all that because really without him stopping in and taking me, I wouldn't be able to go out by myself and do the things that we're doing, as people see. I was up on the rocks that one time, and they're like, get off the rocks, get off the rocks.
It's nice to have help, especially when you got steep banks, you know. I hate that's probably one of the biggest killers in our area is the Kentucky River is a long river. It's got some good, but the bank access, it's just not there. It's like certain areas would hold fish, and you can just tell it by how the structure is around it. But it's a straight down 15, 20-foot drop, and there ain't no sense even trying. Why try?
Yeah, you know, at one point, or if I was still, we'd go down and do it. But now it's like, got to be a nice flat, got to have the chair ready, and he's, it's his channel too now. So
Cat Force 1.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I thought of the other night when I jumped in on your show when you was live. I was like, what would be a good name for Stan? And I was like, Stan the Catman. But I got thinking, I was like, well, there's Jim the Catman already. And I was like, man, it's going to be,
Yeah, so like I said, with my son being so important of it, we were thinking of maybe S. Smith's Outdoors, because his name, he's Stan 3, Stan Smith the third. So, like I said, with him being basically as much his channel as mine, I'm kind of letting him have the final say on the name.
Yeah,
and then we were going to try to do that this week, but then with everything, it was just one of those weeks that it's like, just in the short time, like my mind is, I'm just like, almost 100. I was at 150 something subs earlier. This week, had Ohio Catfish Chasers came up on my live. You were up. We had a great show. Josh one ton. Then on Tuesday, I was on Ohio Catfisher show. He did a little talk show there for 5 hours or so. Again, we were having a great conversation about catfishing. Then last night, I was on Mark's show there. Catfishing Crappie had his show last night on Friday night. I was on that for a little while. Then I was truly blessed and humbled and honored to be, you asked me to be a guest on your show. And then this big collaboration tomorrow. I mean, it's like you go from
to just watching. You go from just watching to where you realize you're involved. You're in the community. You're involved with everything now.
Yeah, Mike Costello Outdoors. He's a new one that's just starting out and getting some subs going and stuff. And I came in his chat, and that lemon chicken, he's like, I got it Stan style. And to hear somebody else say that, like a couple states away, like it's just, as a guy sitting on my couch 3-4 months ago, and now it's like, it's just unbelievable that that kind of stuff is possible.
Let's see.
But to be honest, that right there, that's why I started actually doing it, because without going into all the details of the story, there was a reason I was just sitting on the couch, and like I said, very hard to go out, and so kind of had just, that was it. I was just wasn't worth it, and then I got the notification for Elston's show and came on and saw him, which I don't know, out of nowhere, I got the notification. I didn't even have notifications turned on for him. And I didn't have notifications turned on for anybody because I really didn't know about doing that. And, it was at that point where I was like, boom, notifications that popped up, saw Elston, and then got talking with everybody, and one thing led to another, and I'm like, wow, this is great. If I can go out there and do it, anybody can go out, even if it's just, even if you're just stuck inside and you miss the outs, just go out and sit on the porch. Just get out in the air.
Yeah, it's nice to hear that, it's not that you really gave up, but you didn't have no motivation until you saw some other people doing it. You're like, hey, if they're doing it, I can do it too. So it helps with everything, just watching and being in the community in general. Because what would happen if you maybe never saw Chunky's video? Would you still be sitting on the couch, or would we still be here talking to Stan the Man?
We would never have been sitting here talking to me now.
See, ain't that crazy?
Right.
Just one little incident changes in your life, and everything changes.
That's why I say mind blown. And now I get to spend every Sunday morning fishing with my son. What could be better than that?
Exactly. Oh, Lordy, J Dog is done ruined me. Chad said, Kevin Shannon, why did I just get a picture of you wearing 2 anchors like a Madonna bra?
That must be from that new lure company that I heard that they were talking about the other night.
That was a fans only picture, Jason. He wasn't supposed to share it. Golly, trying to make money on the side, when people want to share goodies. Oh, Lord have mercy. Let's see. So, with how your channel is growing, I forgot to look how many subs you had before we joined. But I know you're growing because a while back you just celebrated your 100 subscriber mark. Not to, you didn't do no crazy, but you celebrated it and you was real happy. You could see it in your face.
I just passed 150 this week, and it's like before I can even think of what to do, I can't catch up to. I can't catch up to before I could do 100, it's past 150.
There is one thing I'd like to tell some of y'all that just started out. There is always going to be someone that is going to say cast a shadow over you because you want to do a giveaway. Do what you do. It's your channel. If you want to do a giveaway, do a giveaway. I've had quite a few pretty interesting emails or messages about me doing giveaways. Pretty much someone say, "Oh, you're cheating. You shouldn't be doing that. You're just wanting subscribers or views." Well, I usually don't get that message until after the drawing, and I guess that person didn't win. So, yeah, just be advised. You have to take it with a grain of salt. Let it be. Block them. Do whatever you want to. Just be advised that there is people like that out there. Yeah. Unfortunately, if you're trying to grow your channel and you're wanting to reward people for being that keeps coming back, that have been subscribed since day one, you want to try somehow or another return a favor. Unfortunately, not everybody, you can send everybody that subscribed to you something cool or reward them with something. So you try to hold a giveaway that you can at least show that you're trying, that you do care about your subscribers, you do care about your followers. And to me, I think that's awesome. It's great to do that. Yes, you do pick up a few new subscribers from that. I understand. Yes, I know. But in the process, you're showing other people, you do care about your channel and your subscribers. So if you want to do a giveaway, do it like your first 100 subscribers automatically should do one. Just take your time. Yeah. Do whatever you want, be big or small. And then your next goal, if you want to do, say, hey, if I hit 5 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. Every time I hit a milestone, something 500 in between, I'm going to give something away. I'm sorry. I just feel like that's an achievement in my book, and that's an achievement from my subscribers or followers for helping share my content out to get more people in so we can continue to keep growing.
Yeah, I wish that I could send something to everybody that, you hit those numbers and you're like, I'm not in a good position to be doing giveaways yet.
Yeah.
But that is something we're working on. Definitely by the time we hit 300, by the time you hit 300, you're kind of, okay, it's not stopping. You're going to keep going. And, part of that is I just haven't, it just hasn't clicked yet. It hasn't clicked yet that I'm still, that I have followers or viewers or subs or whatever. It still hasn't clicked. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I know
do
what
a
you
giveaway. Mean. It's like, who am I to? I just that part hasn't sunk in yet. So.
Let's see here. So, sorry, I'm playing around with the thing here. So, what is I know some people, usually we're all the same followers, follow each other. So, what is your PBs currently?
Right now, for the channel PB is flathead is 18.8, and my son caught a 47-pound blue from the kayak that I've been trying to edit and not doing very well with it. But we do have a video of that he took. It was his first video from the kayak, and you actually see a lot of the fight and everything. So once we put that, once I can finally edit that, I may just give up on it and just put together what I have and put the video out just so everybody can see that that fish. They've seen the picture where he's squatting down holding it. It's it was 47-pound blue that he caught from the kayak. So
wow, that was a beauty.
And that was I think last week that happened. And channel, we've only caught one channel catfish, 3 pounds or so. So we can't really call that one yet. But
so do you have? Go ahead. You're fine.
No, I was just gonna say I did kind of the DMV thing where starting the channel and starting really fishing again was kind of like that new beginning. So bam, that was like the new beginning of the personal best. And mine on camera, mine on the show is 22 and a half pound blue that I caught on one of our lives.
So Chucky is too tired from that 50 plus Friday. Oh, I know.
I can't wait for that to happen because it will happen one of these days. Fishing the James River, you're gonna, just like fishing the Potomac up there. You fish it enough, there's those big catfish are there. You put enough time in, you're going to eventually hook into one. You're
going to hit the lotto one day, eventually. Yep. It's like Combat Carl. Take Combat Carl for, he fishes, 4 or 5 times a week, if not every day.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, he's catching monsters. Carl does catch monsters. I'm going to lie. He's got it down. He knows what he's doing. He knows this river. And, the man's out there almost every night. So you take someone's fishing that much and you figure out the fish, what they're wanting, where they're laying, where they're, their movement, everything, you're going to hit something good eventually. It just got to wait. If you're not doing it, learn something new, try something new.
In 1 month, he may fish as much as a lot of us fish in, a whole season.
J-Dog just stopped you from that whooping I gave him, is all. Not big, J-Dog. So do you have, I know you was talking about how y'all had discussed about doing like you versus 1 ton. Do you have any call outs that you would like to do a call out eventually, maybe later on? You don't have to say it if you don't want to. Sometimes when you get on YouTube, you say stuff you wish you didn't sometimes.
Yeah, and it's not because of your, it's out there, and things may change and this and that, but sometimes you say things too early. Sort of like when I was bringing up about changing the name, I should have waited till I was a little more solid with what we were going to do, and then, like I said, this week came up and everything happened, and I didn't want to change the name right in the middle of going on the lives, and then the big 1 ton and Chesapeake and LG Bass coming this weekend. I didn't want to go try to do a name change in between all that and everything also.
Yeah. See, when I first started YouTubing, I was named Kentucky Fence Chaser. My goal was to, obviously, I lived in Kentucky, and was to chase all the fish in Kentucky. Okay. And then I got the ocean like, well, I mainly just fish for catfish. I don't like bass fishing much. So I'm going to go ahead and go on a limb and use my team's catfish name that me and my father-in-law come up with one night. And I'm going to go ahead and go on a limb and just use it for now. Because that's I feel like that's where I'm home at. It's catfishing. That's home to me. So, and then I did it and it's took off and a lot of people like it. So it's different.
I love your name. Your name, after knowing you for a little bit and everything, boom, your name just suits you. It's perfect. You hear your name, you hear your channel's name, you're exactly who you think of. So
I know some people are asked, why do you call it headhunters for? You know, they're like, are you noodling fish? I'm like, I'm sorry. I ain't sticking my hand in no hole.
No, fishing is a lot like hunting. You got to know if you're deer hunting or squirrel hunting, bird hunting, whatever. You got to know where to go, when to go, what to use. It's the same thing with fishing. You got to know what bait to put in what spot, where in the river or bank you're going to fish or lake, what holes you're looking for, what bait to use.
Exactly. And there's
you're hunting fish.
So they's like, well, why is it headhunter? I said, look, the bigger the fish, the bigger their head's going to be. I'm going after the biggest head I can find. That was my intended purpose of it. You know, catfish headhunters. I'm looking for the biggest head I can find. You know, I was primary targeting flathead. You know, flathead, they got them big old wide heads. I love flathead. They're beautiful fish. You know, and then I've been catching more blues than anything here lately. Before I made this channel, it was nothing for me to go out and catch decent sized flatheads. Nothing over 50, 60 pounds, obviously. But ever since I've made this channel, flatheads has been almost non-existent on the channel. I'm like, this is so weird.
Yeah.
So, but I'm going to target some, the river that me and J-Dog fish in. I've been doing my homework and research. I do a lot of research. Like when I'm off, I'm always researching new waters. I'm going back. Some of y'all may know there used to be a lot of fishing forums in the early 2000s. I'm always researching old forums. Old forums, they're dead right now. They're like dead. Nobody goes to them because of Facebook and there's groups now. So I'm always researching these old forums and I'm seeing where people catch these big fish and they're pretty much telling you, oh, I caught this fish right next to Grandpa's nose over here on Licking River. You know, pretty much. I'm like. You're saying where you caught that big fish? I will try to spot out, you know. But, you know, there's a lot of information that you can learn from old threads and forums that's not available on YouTube or Facebook, you know.
That's a good idea. Well, and also, people weren't as worried about giving away that information necessarily back then because the world was a little bit bigger place.
It was.
Now somebody says that and you can go, boop, boop. I boop boop. You know, that's how old people make computer noise. We go boop boop boop. But you know, Google Maps, and you can literally see the parking spot. You can see the bank. You can see. There's that. You know, that tree that's shaped like a face that he's talking. You can sit in your living room and actually see.
It's like, well, I saw Chad fishing next to this big chimney thing over there, and right here it is on Google, so that's where he caught that fish. Pin drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how much technology has changed. You know, when I was a teenager growing up, you know, when I was 13, 14 years old, the chat rooms was what was popular. You know, when you get into a chat room, you play checkers with somebody from another country, you're sitting there playing checkers, you know, and I'm like, man, this is really cool. And now we got Facebook and we got YouTube as popular as it is. Man, it's just crazy.
Yeah, well, when I was a kid, you had a telephone in your house that had that cable, and that was that's what I had.
So, Stan, is there? Do you have any big trips planned? You know, to go fishing in another state or another big river or lake coming up?
Planned, no. Would I'd love to go back to my home state, Louisiana, and go do a little fishing with some slicka with Creole. Go down there for.
That'd be a fun trip with Creole. He'd be a blast to hang out with.
Because that just reminds me of home. That's how I grew up. That's my. We moved to upstate Pennsylvania and New York when I was younger. But my father's side of the family that's what we were used to. So I remember in kindergarten when they're asking like your favorite food, and I said beans and rice and crawfish. You know, when I was in New York. So everybody else was pizza, hot dogs, and whatnot. So I would love to go fish with Creole. That would be just like going back home. After 1 ton and LG and them coming here, Love to go down and fish Lake Kerr with them. That's kind of a short trip, but that's probably going to happen. That may even happen before the end of the year if it works out with everybody. I'd love to come fish with you. I'd love to go fish with Chad and
I'd love
Palmetto, and I could go on, and I mean it's just the lakes down in Alabama and the trip that Betty and them had down there, amazing trip.
Oh man, that would have been an awesome trip. They had so much fun down there. You could see it in their face and the fish they catch. I'm like, man, Willer Lake. Yeah, like my first actual big trip ever, fishing trip, was going to Avis the first time, and then I went back the second time. It was different. I liked it. Like, how would I say it? I didn't really think it was worth leaving state to go catch fish. I always thought, well, if I can't catch them here, I'm not going to catch them somewhere else. That's my thought, But now that I've did that, and when I stayed and caught fish, I'm like, this opens my mind to so much more than what I thought before. It really opened my eyes.
And I'd love to go back to. I was stationed in Moody Air Force Base in Georgia, so I'd love to go back to Georgia and fish with K&B. I'd love to go fish with Pops. Kevin can come along too, but but I'd love to fish with Pops and Kevin down there in Georgia.
Oh, it's coming. Y'all boys just wait. You got your call out coming one day. Just a heads up. I'm not going to challenge one. I'm going to challenge both of you at the same time, so be ready. I got to get my confidence up a little bit more because if I'm going against J-Dog and I'm going against Chad, neither one may not let me on their boat. They may leave me on the bank. So
you never know.
So never know.
You can catch some good fish from the bank too. So
that is true. That is true. Okay. I had a bunch of ideas and questions to ask you, but once I get on here talking to you, I just forget about them. So my next question is the one that I can think of right now that some may want to know is what kind of line do you use and what kind of setups do you use for your catfishing?
I'm pretty much a loyal type person. Line, my favorite line, and I'm a value type person. If it's going to work, I want what's going to work for the best price, and
that's me.
And you can't beat, in my opinion, you can't beat Berkeley big game.
Nope.
And if you catfish, you want to be able to see the line, so you want that solar collector. You can see that in the daytime. You can see that green line going down into the water. Depending on where you're fishing, 20 to 40 pound test mono. The leaders that we usually use here are 50 pound, either 50 pound clear big game or the that Omniflex from Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Zepco Omniflex. It's like $1.90 for a spool of it. We use that for most of the leaders. And
if you notice that Omni line for 50 pound line, that stuff is super duper thick. Like if you compare that 50 pound to another 50 pound line, it is crazy thick.
But you know what? For me, I tend to, because bigger hands and maybe because they don't move as much. I tend to tie better knots with it because it's not as thin. I don't know if that makes sense, but
you can get a better grip on it.
Yeah, for me, it's actually easier to tie 50 pound Omniflex. I've never had an issue with it coming loose or breaking or, if you know how to. For somebody just starting out, that would be my best tip to anybody is to start out simple. The first thing you want to do is learn how to tie. Just stick with 1 or 2 knots. Learn those. Just sit at home and practice it. Tie it, cut it off. Tie it, cut it off. Till you get. That's the number one cause of losing fish is a bad knot.
So what knot do you use?
I guess like a tri-lead knot most of the time.
That's what I
like an improved clinch knot type thing.
Yep.
The polymer knot is out there, but usually I use and for this with the circle hooks, I use, the snell knot. And we do it two ways. My son likes the no knot, and I actually do the actual, like if you look up the IGFA actual snell knot, where when you do the no knot, you got that line that comes back over top of the spirals. The actual snell knot through the IGFA, that line is underneath it. So all that exposed is just the spirals, and then the line comes back up underneath it, and because basically it comes down through, and then the spirals go over top of that line. Basically, is what happens. So when you pull it down tight, the spiral is the only thing that's there.
That's a good idea, catfish camera.
Yep.
Now,
and if you want to try a new knot, like if you haven't done the polymer knot or any of the other crazy knots, and you're like, you know what, I want to try that. That was a perfect idea. Take some old line in the size that you normally would be using, and just practice it until you get that knot down. Because think about it, when are you mostly tying knots? You're tying it when you're trying to do it in a hurry to retie. So if you do it muscle memory and you got it to the point where you can just do it, I think that even helps experienced fishermen.
It does. Like for me, I use the clinch knot. If I'm in a super big hurry, I can sit there, just twirl it around, done, I'm back out. Yeah. Now, for my normal, good, nice knot that I really like, that I don't, that's the only two I use, is the improved clinch knot.
Yeah.
And, that's my go-to knots. Some people like me, I like to get my line wet when I'm doing the improved clinch knot too. Makes it not tighter. It slides into each other better. Mm-hmm. There's actually some people that would that use Vaseline. I don't think I would do that to mine because it's just fine. But they say it makes it not tighter. It makes it not, something it does to it.
I'm old school, so it's just but I've seen some people do the bowl of water and you stick it down in the bowl of water.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're doing mono, your knots on mono, you should always wet it because, obviously the friction will make a weak spot in the line and will make a weaker knot if you don't wet it.
I agree. And, like someone said earlier about using old line, say you're out fishing with Chad and he's got some line out there you don't want to catch a fish on. Just clip that line and pull his line in and just start pressing then. That works too. He's going to lose about $10 a tackle. All he's got a 10-ounce sinker and double hook. So he's only losing about $10. He won't be too bad.
Yeah.
Do you see any? I know you love the Shakespeare ugly sticks. I know that's your go-to baby right now.
Yeah.
I've been looking at them. I actually bought one rod new. I'm actually going to change all my boat rods out to this rod, and I'm going to paint over the name that's on it, and until I catch a fish that I know it's worthy of sharing, I'm not going to let nobody know what brand it is. Just to prove a point. This is what this is about. Now, if it breaks on me and I'm live, then yeah, I'm gonna kick.
You're gonna do it anyhow, just to show.
Yeah, just show them like, that's this wasp broke. But I want to prove a point. Just you don't have to spend a lot of money to catch fish. You don't. I was raised up, not always having the money to buy stuff. It's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to buy stuff. Yeah. But if I can save $1, I'm going to.
Yeah, that's I have a Kuma that I got at least a decade or more ago now. It was an Akuma more for bass fishing, but it was for like cover bass fishing, so it had a rating up to like 20-pound tests and stuff. Yeah. So I still use it for catfishing and whatnot. But that was probably a spinning rod and reel, and that was like $70 or $80 more than a decade ago. That was probably the most expensive that I bought. Your ugly sticks aren't going to break on you to do good. I've seen a lot of people use the big game rod, and if it's anything as good as their line, that's $25, I think.
Yeah, I've seen some really big fish caught on them Berkeley big game and the Shakespeare ugly stick. So those two rods right there, for their price, they're worth it to me.
Yeah, yeah. The ugly stick I think is like $40, and the Berkeley big game $25 to $30. So I think the reel is a little more important than the rod. If you get it, halfway, whatever rod, the reel can be a little more important if you're going for bigger fish because you need the drag to work. Oh, there you go. That's nice.
There you go. There's an opportunity for somebody to add a new rod to their collection.
Yeah, I don't know if, like I said, Chesapeake's going to be with us there tomorrow. So if you don't mind, Norm, if somebody could pop his link up on there, that'd be great.
Yeah, y'all share. I ain't seen no links here. Share those links, guys.
And one ton fishing club. My brothers here from Virginia, they're going to be out there with me. They just passed 300 subs. So it'd be awesome to see them gain a few tomorrow coming out here. I'd love to see both of them, pick up some subs, and they're making the trip out here, and I just can't. It means the world to me. That it's just amazing that this just came together like that.
Now, Stan, if they come down and outfish you in your own waters, you can't invite them again. You know that. Right?
No, I actually, believe it or not, Norm, I don't care if they catch 10 fish each and I catch nothing. That's what I want. I want them to I want them to catch their PBs.
You sound just like J Dog right now. That's what J Dog says. That's how a lot of us are. We just want to hang out with people and fish. The fish are just bonus. That's all it is.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna fish with my one rod, my new ugly stick and Okuma bait cast reel. The other ones that I put out, my son will have, and they can put out theirs. But I'll probably the only pole that I'll probably catch on is my one ugly stick and Okuma reel. But I hope everybody, I don't care if I catch one or not. I'd love to see everybody else catch their PBs.
So what time will this start tomorrow? Or do you have a set time, or just wait till everybody gets there? Or?
Well, we're starting at, let's say, I'm calling it 7-ish. I'm hoping to be, because we're fishing on the bank of the James River, pretty much in the Richmond area, let's just say. And it's a populated area. So if you don't get there early, and now you got this much, body on the bank of, you need a big area.
Y'all y'all boys got all the fishing skills. Let's just say that.
So the spot, there's only one or two spots that would really accommodate everybody pretty well. So 7 o'clock, that's what my son and I try to do. We try to start at 7. So we tried to keep it the same way. And if they get there at 7:30 or 8, that's what happens. If not, from the sounds of things, everybody's excited. I think One Ton's already got their car packed. I know Timmy said from Chesapeake Bay, he said he had his car packed the other night, ready to go. So thank you very much, Jason. I would love that too.
Yeah, I can't wait to see y'all all in a group just to see how y'all act, and it's gonna be cool. Because I've watched everyone fish, on their own streams or their own times, or well, not own times. Y'all, this is another thing I want to share with y'all. I understand y'all want to respect somebody that's been going live for a while. Take me for example.
Yeah.
I'm live every night. Try to be at 8 o'clock. If you want to go fish and go live during me going live when I'm supposed to go live, go for it. I will not hate on you for that. You go when you can. Like me, I'm able to do a schedule Saturday night just because I'm already off. The wife is already home. She can help me watch the kids while I'm able to do this for an hour or two or however long I go on for. Some people don't have that flex, So, but I've had Palmetto ask me, hey, can I go live this Saturday night? Yeah, go for it. But it's really nice when people ask you, though. That shows you that you care and respect. That's the biggest thing right there.
I tell you, that's the stuff that blows my mind. Like last week, I brought up Mike Costello Outdoors because he's going out there. He's doing a lot of lives. And he went out last Sunday afternoon, which my son and I are usually done by around 1 o'clock or so. We go out at 7. We usually start 7 to like 1-ish. And we didn't catch a fish last week, and it was the first live where we didn't really even have a bite. And so we ended up staying longer. And he actually said, "No, I didn't want to go live because you were already there." And I'm like, "No, I stayed late. Go ahead. If you were out there," he went out and wanted to do the live with his son. His son Noah gets a big kick out of doing that, just like my little Maddie came in today. And so he was out fishing with Noah, and they wanted to start his live, and he said, "No, I didn't want to go live if you were still there." And that was like, wow. And couple Mondays ago, I've been doing that show. We've been doing our show, Bait Shop Mafia, Ace and Stan. That Ace had wanted. He'd been trying to get something started. Everybody, Ace Catfishing. I don't know if they noticed where he was trying to go live, testing out his thing. And he wanted to kind of do it. Sort of like what Chad Docker, he didn't want to do it, just by himself. So anyways, we were doing the Monday night show, and Ace has been under the weather, not feeling well. And it was a couple weeks ago, and I didn't think anything of it. Ace normally sent me the link, just like you did tonight, about 15 minutes or so, but 15 minutes or so before the show. We usually do Monday night, 9 o'clock, right after Catfish Weekly. Anyways, I didn't get the link. So I'm like, no big deal. Who's gonna notice that I'm not on,
Yeah.
You realize I started getting messages. "Hey, are you guys doing the show tonight?" Like, not 1, 2, I mean, like a bunch of messages. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
People want me on. People want me to be, yeah.
It was
Yeah,
just,
because I even asked, I said, "You going to go live?" Yeah. He said, "I'm about ready to. I'm about to right now." Like, okay.
Yeah. That's kind of why I brought up you and Avid and LG and it was just a bunch of people. Like, it's just like I said, mind blowing that once you start, once you get in with the group, like you're just it's family. It's
it is. It's family.
It's just mind blowing.
And one thing I want to share with some of y'all, most of the ones that are in here, you usually do your own thing, like your lives and stuff certain times. If there's ever a time that you would like to go live Saturday and you just want to let me know ahead of time, let me know. I would rather watch you than me sit here and be live. And I'd rather watch someone fish. I'm not going to lie. I'll put you in the screenshot where Stan is, and they can watch you fish while I sit here. And
there you go. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I know, you guys. I'm so sorry about that this morning. Hey, it was 8 o'clock my time, 8 a.m. I'm sorry, Tim, you're 2 hours behind. I apologize for that.
Well, Norm, I can't blame you for having such a big guest on. You got a little nervous setting it up. I understand. Those things.
So do y'all have any other questions for Stan the Man? I don't want to keep him on here too long because he's going to have he's probably still got gear to get ready for tonight, and he's still got to get some sleep for tomorrow. He's got a big day tomorrow.
That's right. Big day.
Y'all kill me with that. I love all you. Y'all are so awesome, I swear. Let's see here. We call that a good time. Good thing.
Oh, man. Yes, sir.
There's a few more seconds. You know how StreamYard is sometimes. It takes a second for it to show up on our end because we're on StreamYard. So
yeah, look at all these awesome people out there. Timberlina and Hayes and One Ton. And
I know. The people that are in chat right now are usually the normal Joes. You take out 40, 50, 60 people in everyone's live chat. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are what make us want to do better. That make us want to go out fishing live.
I'm not trying to put people on the spot. I said it to you even like and you hear people say it like when they get invited on like Catfish Weekly and things like that. Like it's just boom, you feel like, wow, you're being how should I say, you've done something like you're being recognized. It's like, wow, honor. It's just an honor. Like you were watching these shows, and now, boom, you're on it.
Yep. Oh yeah, I had to have you on. I've been watching you since you first started. I'm like, man, I really like how Stan fishes. I like how he's down to earth. He's honest, and it's like, if you don't know something, you're not going to preach it over and over and over. You know, if you're not certain about one thing, you're going to be like, hey, I don't know much about this, but you know, this is what I do know. This is what I will tell you that I know. You know, that's what wins me over right there.
Hey, who else is going to come on a live show and fish with a rock? That my live when I was losing sinkers, and I can't spend $2-3 a sinker and keep snagging them. So
no.
That was really the only place we had to fish. So boom, tied that old. I always keep a pack of rubber bands in my bag because you never know. Let's say you drop your tackle box over, or anything could happen. All those rubber bands, and especially if you're bank fishing, you can always find a hook, or even in the boat, I bet you could find some sort of weight. And we tied that on. My son got a fresh shad, and bam, that turned out to be our biggest because of that fresh caught shad and that using the rocks as sinkers. We ended up catching a 19-pound flathead on it. So.
Ain't that crazy? You know, that makes you think, when you do something that simple and easy, it makes you think, like, am I overdoing something here? You know, am I going too overboard? It's like, I know y'all have heard this, and y'all will hear it for the next 10 years. As long as I'm on here, you're going to hear a story about that unless I beat it. That 40-pound blue up at Kaskaskia River. You know, it was on a bottom rig, 25, 30 foot plus deep. No rattles, no peg floats. It's Carolina rig on the bottom. And then I caught that fish. I'm like, I caught it on a channel cat size thumb piece of chicken breast. Why did he do that? Why did he eat that? And the funny thing is I was throwing Blythe bluegill one. I was throwing cut fresh shad, skipjack, all the great gravy baits for catfish. And he picked a piece of chicken breast. You know, it just mind blowing.
Yeah, and mine wasn't even, I didn't even have a Carolina rig. I did the rock right on the bottom. Less than a foot up. I had a dropper rig with a dropper loop with the circle hook on it, and bam, that was it.
That makes you think too, are the catfish able to sense the lead, maybe?
You know, and I actually found that it seems like the rocks held a little better. I don't know if it was because it's natural, and you might cast them in spots where you normally wouldn't cast another rig because you don't want to lose this or that. You know, if you 90 whatever % of the time, if you snag when you're using a rock with the rubber band on it, you're going to lose the rock. But that's just a trick I learned from my dad a long time ago. So
that's cool. That's cool. It's cool to see that, what you learned from your dad, it's still working today. It's a good feeling. That's a moment like you said, like, thanks, Dad. Thanks for showing me that.
Yep. And then my son catching that fresh. None of the bait, the chicken wasn't working. We had bluegill. None of that. Nothing else was working. He catches the fresh shad, cut that off, and so it was like took 3 generations to catch that one fish.
Adding some moderators here because you can never have too many moderators.
Outside with the haze, one of the craziest baits that I've ever caught a fish on was we really didn't have bait yet. So when we got to the spot, we were trying to catch some fresh bait, either bluegill or shad. And while we're waiting, we wanted to just cast a pole out or two and hopefully catch a small blue or channel or something. So we had Little Caesars pizzas with us, and I took some of the pepperoni off the pizza. This is cooked right off the pizza, put it on the hook, and we were catching blues. We were catching blue catfish with cooked pepperoni from a Little Caesars pizza.
That's so crazy. My father-in-law, we was going out fishing one night, and somebody spilt their popcorn chicken right out the door, and they just left it. And we was going fishing. We just went in, literally bought some bait to go catfish. He looked at me and looked down. He said, "Do you think they're going?" You know, he's a bigger guy too, and he looked at me. He's like, "You think they'll think I'm gonna pick up and eat that?" He said, "I'm not. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna use it for bait."
Hey.
He picked it up. He used it for bait. And let me tell you right now, that man slayed 20, 30-pound blues on freaking chicken nuggets from Walmart, the little round ones, the popcorn chicken.
Popcorn chicken.
I don't know if it was the grease that did it or the batter, but it was so weird. He literally just put it on a circle hook, throw it out there, and on the fall, usually they hit it. I was like, oh.
That goes back to what you were saying earlier. You know, everybody will say what they want about chicken or the odd baits or this or that. And yes, by all means, you should not go away from, if you've got your bait, if you've got where you can catch fresh skipjack or fresh shad or fresh bluegill, and you've got the time to do that and you've got it, those baits will consistently, most of the time, catch more and bigger fish. But you know, if it's not working or you want to try, don't be afraid to change and try something new, because you never know what might be the next thing that works. Just with the lemonade Kool-Aid chicken, the first live was actually before the live started. We caught a 20-pound, 21+ pound catfish on the lemon chicken.
That's pretty good.
I think next week caught another 20-pounder, and we caught a bunch in the teens on lemon chicken. And we had fresh shad out there. We had live bluegill out there. We had all these other baits, and the only bait that was catching fish was lemon chicken. Go figure.
Everyone that's in chat, go ahead and comment. I want to make sure the moderator wrench worked. I just added a bunch of y'all for moderators.
Thank you, Abbott. I appreciate putting my link out there.
So Danny S4E said DMV is killing it right now. He's live. Yeah, I'll swing over here in a minute. DMV does a lot of fishing up that way.
DMV, that's another one. He catches fish, but that man, when he goes out, he's going a lot of times twice a week, Saturday and Tuesday nights, and he is out there all night. So, you know, you put that much time on the water, more time in, the more, you know, nobody's catching a catfish from their couch. So.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to get out and catch your new PBs or a new species sitting on the couch watching someone else fish. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love having y'all here watching us, but I'd rather see you sending me a picture of a new PB than sitting here watching me.
Yeah.
You know, when I get to go fishing, I get to go. It's, you know, right now it's cooler weather. I can't do much. My hands do not work in cold weather. My ankles and stuff, you know, my body hurts when it's cold outside. I know I'm only 31, but it's crazy. You know, that cold weather does a number to your body. Make sure everybody's still blue. Okay, cool. But guys, y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Stan the Man. Well, it's actually Stan
S. Smith.
S. Smith. Yeah, I had to think about that for a second.
For now.
For now. And y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to him so y'all can see him live tomorrow morning. He's going to have a good crew with him tomorrow. And it's going to be fun. I can't wait to see it.
One ton fishing club, LG Bass, where there is a petition now. We've got a petition out to try to change him to LG Catfish, but I don't know how that's going to work or not. Chesapeake Bay Catfish, and Timmy from there and his wife are coming.
Oh, I can only imagine a flathead on fly. Oh, man. And
yeah, fly fishing, you know, that's you're emulating natural food.
Ray Smith, you're in here all the time, buddy, so you are going to be a moderator.
Brandon Awesome,
Kentucky Big Cats, you're now a moderator.
Brandon, the one that's got the comment out there, he's good friends with Derek from Ohio Catfish Chasers. Derek, another awesome guy, but
yep.
have a tough situation out there and can't make it out there fishing. So I hope that I know I see you in everybody's lives and in everybody's chats. So thank you so much for that support. I hope that at least you get a little vicarious fishing through what we can go out and do for you. So
Yeah.
I really do appreciate you watching.
All righty. Well, Stan, I'm not going to keep you here any longer because you got a busy day ahead of you. I want to make sure your fishing game is on top. I want to see you show these boys up on this chicken. So make sure you have that game face on.
Oh, it'll be on. I have my feathers on.
He done went up, got a haircut and everything. He ready, boys. He's ready.
Yeah. I had to get ready for the big show, so.
All right, everybody. Stan, I want to say thank you for coming on tonight and being my guest. It was a privilege to have you on because I like how you fit. I like everything about you and your channel. I cannot wait to see how far your channel goes. And your channel is one of those ones that I'm always going to watch, no matter what it is. If you're sitting there just talking, it don't even have to be fishing related. I'm sitting there watching because it's you. You're
making me blush, Norm. You're making me blush. The honor's mine. It was you're one of the ones from day one. You and Chad and Elston, and I don't want to leave anybody out because it was just.
At one time it was just a very, very small crew, and now it's manifested, into a bigger community.
And Palmetto, and to actually have people that you can, message or talk to, or
and you guys, we're not just here just for the catfishing. We're all family. So if you have a problem, you need someone to talk to or get through something, message somebody and talk to them, because this is, this time of year, it can be rough for family that doesn't have a family. And, some people need somebody to talk to.
Yeah. Mark from Catfish and Crappie had put a thing out there, Catfish and Crappie. Sorry if I said it wrong, but he put a thing on Facebook. If you need someone to talk to, door is always open, coffee's always on, ears are always open. Just 24/7, doesn't matter. You can find me on Facebook. My email is whiskerhooker@yahoo.com.
And his link to his channel is down in the description as well, just in case somebody is watching this not when it's live, and they're just watching it just to watch it. His link is down in the description to his channel. So
I'm still new, so if you comment on my channel on any of the if you comment on any of the videos, if you got to reach me through there, I respond to all the comments. Palmetto Cats, the Creo, my brother Creo.
Creo sold me on that bumping here lately. I'm sorry, but I've never did bumping before, but him catching the fish bumping, I'm like, Mary, can I go buy a bumping rod?
My son actually went out and did it in the kayak the other day, and he didn't catch anything big, but he did catch a few. He did catch a few smaller ones.
That's good, Brandon. I'm glad we can help you, my friend. It's really nice to have. It's really nice to have something different, to watch also instead of just the TV. Because right now, you don't want to turn the TV on. It's always something sad or bad. Always.
Yeah, I can barely. Even if the show is on that you like, it hits the commercial and you're like, enough. I'm done. Enough with the commercial. You just can't. Enough.
Yep.
So.
But guys, we're gonna hop off here. I'm gonna let Stan get some rest, and y'all make sure y'all check him out at 7 o'clock in the morning. It is Eastern, correct? You're saying
Eastern time, yep.
Eastern time, 7 a.m. He will be there. Just when it says live, he will be there. Stan don't get up at 8 o'clock to do a live show unless he's fishing.
That's right.
But I'm going to end this here tonight, and thank y'all for coming in tonight. And y'all make sure y'all give Stan some love. Go subscribe to this channel for me. And that's going to be it. Catch you on the next one.